Hi everyone, I am Dr. A. Venkatramana, working as a senior lecturer in ECE at Government Polytechnic Siddipet. In this video, I am going to explain about fixed microwave link. Microwave links are used for communication purposes, for point-to-point communication, as well as satellite communication. So let me explain with the help of the presentation, which I am going to share now. Fixed microwave link means it is a point-to-point microwave link on the earth station. It is on the ground. In this lesson, we are going to learn about the basics of microwave link, types of microwave link, block diagram of fixed microwave link, description of each block in detail, advantages and disadvantages of microwave link, and let us see the basics of microwave link before going to start up my fixed microwave link. A microwave link is a communication system. It is used to transmit information between two fixed locations on the earth. Earth means it is from one place to other place. It is on the ground. So we can transmit information with the help of the microwave link, which is nothing but wireless. So microwave link is used for especially for the wireless communication purposes. Microwave links are used to carry cellular telephone calls between cell sites. What is a cell site? Cell site is a base station where mobile users are connected to cell sites through the microwave links. So microwave links plays very important role for mobile communication applications. Internet service providers makes use of microwave links to provide high-speed internet access without need for cable connection. There is no need of copper cable. There is no need of coaxial cable. We can able to provide communication without any wire by making use of microwave link. Telephone companies transmit calls between switching centers over microwave links. So microwave links are especially for providing communication between users without any wire. So the telephone companies, they transmit the calls between switching centers. What is a switching center? It is a telephone exchange or a base station. So by making use of microwave communication link, we can provide communication from point to point communication systems. And this is the basic structure of microwave single link. It consists of transmitter, transmitting antenna, receiving antenna, and receiver. So here we do some processing in the transmitter. Transmitter is a block where we can provide modulation in the transmitter. After modulation, we do power amplification in the transmitter. Then we can process it. We can use band pass filter to remove unwanted components, and we can transmit the signal in the form of a microwave frequency. The frequencies above 1 gigahertz are called microwave frequencies. In microwave link, we can transmit signals through a microwave frequency. That processing is done in the transmitter. Then after processing, it is applied to transmitting antenna, and then the signal will go towards the receiver. If the distance between transmitter and receiver is less than 50 kilometers and there is no need of repeater in between, this is the space, and there is no need of repeater in between transmitter and receiver if the distance is less than 50 kilometers. If the distance is more than 50 kilometers, so we need to provide a repeater for every 50 kilometers. The function of the repeater is receiving the signal, amplifying the signal, and then retransmitting to the destination. That is the receiving. So this receiving antenna is used for the purpose of receiving the signal. Then there must be line of sight communication between transmitting antenna and the receiving antenna. Line of sight means the antennas should be of same height and they should look each other. Then the signal is picked up by the receiving antenna. Then we do the demodulation, down conversion, then amplification. Then finally it is applied to the receiver. Okay, this is the block diagram. And then if you see this diagram, a transmitter is used for the purpose of transmitting the signal. And then this is the tower. Above the over the tower, there is an antenna, and the line of sight communication is provided between two towers. And then this is the receiving antenna. The signal is picked up by the receiver, and then it is a receiving antenna, and then it is applied to the receiver. So this is the basic structure of a single microwave link. What is a single microwave link? It is nothing but a communication link for transmission to only the distance up to 50 kilometers. Types of microwave link. There are two types of microwave link. Number one is a terrestrial microwave link. It is also called as fixed microwave link. It is a point-to-point link between microwave stations on Earth. That means from one place to other place. For example, from one town to another town. If the distance is more than 50 kilometers, we need a repeater. The second type of microwave link is the satellite microwave link. We can make use of a communication satellite for the purpose of providing communication for long distance. Satellite microwave link is used for long distance communication, whereas a terrestrial fixed microwave link, it is used for point-to-point communication between microwave stations which are there on the Earth, whereas satellite is a repeater in the space. We can lift a satellite at a height of 36,000 kilometers. There the satellite is geostationary. The signal is transmitted from transmitting Earth station toward the satellite, which covers a distance of 36 kilometers, 36,000 kilometers. That is a synchronous satellite. The satellite receives the signal, amplifies the signal, then down convert it, and then it is retransmitted toward the receiving Earth station. So we will discuss in detail about each and every type of microwave link. This is a terrestrial microwave link. We have a point-to-point from A station to station B. There is a communication link. If the distance is below 50 kilometers, there is no need of repeater in between the route. If the distance is above 50 kilometers, then we require a repeater for every 50 kilometers, and then the signal will be propagated from transmitting Earth station to the receiving Earth station through the relay stations in between that is provided for every 50 kilometers. This is the terrestrial microwave link. What is a terrestrial microwave link? It is a point-to-point microwave link which is provided on the Earth for providing communication without any wires. That is the main advantage of microwave link. And this is the satellite microwave link. It is also a wireless communication for providing long distance. So let us see, this is the globe, this is the Earth, and this satellite is lifted at a height of 36,000 kilometers above the ground level, and we have transmitting Earth station. The signals coming from different terrestrial networks are mixed in the Earth station. Then those signals are modulated, amplified, then placed into the uplink frequency. That is microwave frequency. Uplink frequency is a microwave frequency. For C-band, the uplink frequency is 6 gigahertz. The number of channels coming from different terrestrial networks like voice communication, data communication, television communication, all the channels are coming from different terrestrial networks and they are combined in the earth station, multiplexing is done in the earth station, then power amplification, then up conversion is done so that the signals are placed onto the uplink frequency, and then that uplink frequency is transmitted toward the satellite. There is no repeater. The signal will go from transmitting earth station directly towards the satellite. No intermediate station is there here. So what is the function of the satellite? We have receiving antenna outside the satellite here. The signal is picked up by the receiving antenna. Then that signal is processed inside the electronic equipment which is available inside the satellite. Then what is processing done inside? There is a communications subsystem. There the signal is received, amplified, and down converted to downlink frequency. For the case of C-band, the downlink frequency is 4 gigahertz, and the signal is down converted to 4 gigahertz, and then power amplification is done, and then it is applied to transmitting antenna, and it is radiating the signal in the direction of the receiving earth station. So transmission is done from transmitting earth station on uplink frequency. Reception is done through the downlink frequency. For C-band, it is 4 gigahertz. The reason for down conversion is transmission is done through up 6 gigahertz. Reception is done through 4 gigahertz. The station B can also transmit the signal. Transmission is done through 6 gigahertz. Reception is done through 4 gigahertz. And there is no interference between transmission and reception for bidirectional communication purposes. That is the reason there is a need for down conversion in the satellite. That means the station can send messages over 6 gigahertz uplink frequency, can receive the signals from other earth stations through 4 gigahertz, and there is no interference between the uplink and downlink channels. What is an uplink channel? It is a communication path channel provided from transmitting earth station to the satellite. Similarly, downlink, receiving earth station towards receiving earth station. Similarly, station B also can transmit the messages towards other earth station through satellite. The transmission is done through 6 gigahertz and reception is done through 4 gigahertz. So this is the global communication. So most of the globe, so many countries, so many regions are covered with the help of the satellite microwave link. This is the block diagram of a microwave link with a repeater. We have transmitter, then transmitting antenna, receiving antenna. It is a repeater, then retransmission. If we have seen the previous diagram, we have transmitter, transmitting antenna, receiving antenna, and receiver. That is for a single microwave link. The distance of coverage is less than 50 kilometers. If the distance of coverage is more than 50 kilometers, we require the repeater. The function of the repeater is it receives the signal transmitted by the transmitting earth station. Then amplification is done in the repeater. After amplification, it is transmitted toward the receiver through the transmitting antenna. Therefore, a repeater requires receiving antenna, which is used to receive the signal transmitted by the transmitter. Then amplification is done inside the repeater, and then retransmission is done toward the receiver. Then here, this is the receiving antenna. This is at the distant end. The signal is picked up by the receiving antenna of the receiver. Then we do the demodulation, power amplification. Finally, the signal will be recovered back. If the distance is more than 100 kilometers, then we require one more repeater for every 50 kilometers. So mainly the microwave link consists of a transmitter, a receiver, and number of repeater stations depending upon the distance between the transmitter and receiver. And therefore a microwave link consists of microwave transmitter, microwave receiver, microwave repeater if the distance between the transmitter and receiver exceeds 50 kilometers. This is the basic block diagram of microwave transmitter. And this it consists of modulator, IF amplifier, mixer, microwave oscillator, power amplifier, and transmitting antenna. This is the baseband input, that is the signal, voice signal or video signal or data signal. It is the original baseband signal, message signal, that is applied to the modulator. We do modulation in this. Then we do IF amplification. Then it is combined with the microwave oscillator to raise it to uplink frequency. Then the signal is amplified in the power amplifier. Then that microwave uplink frequency after power amplification is applied to the transmitting antenna. We will discuss in detail now. So microwave transmitter consists of a modulator, IF amplifier, mixer, power amplifier, transmitting antenna. It is a microwave receiver. It consists of receiving antenna, RF amplifier, mixer, local oscillator, IF amplifier, and then demodulator. We will be getting back the signal as an output. This receiving antenna is used to receive the signal transmitted by the transmitting station. The signal is very weak in strength because it is received by 50 kilometers distance. It is amplified by using RF amplifier because it is a microwave frequency. We require RF amplifiers to amplify the signal frequency. Then it is combined with the local oscillator to generate the IF signal here. So this downlink frequency which we have received here, it is mixed with the local oscillator signal frequency, and then we generate the IF signal, and then that IF signal is amplified in the IF amplifier. The signal is amplified in the IF amplifier. It amplifies the IF frequency. Mixer provides IF signal. The messages which are there in the RF are down converted to IF frequency, are translated to IF frequency by making use of the local oscillator and mixer circuit. Okay. And this IF amplifier is used to amplify the signal. Then it is applied to the detector. Detector is used to demodulate the signal. The same type of demodulator is used. Suppose if you use PCM modulation at the transmitting end, we use PCM demodulation. If you use FM modulation at the transmitting end, we use FM demodulation at the receiving end. Then this is the baseband signal that is recovered back. And therefore a microwave receiver consists of receiving antenna, RF amplifier, mixer, IF amplifier, detector. The main purpose of RF amplifier receiving antenna is to receive the signal which is transmitted by the transmitting earth station. Then it is applied to RF amplifier. The signal is amplified here. Then mixer is used to convert RF signal into IF signal. IF amplifier is used to amplify the IF frequency. Detector is used to demodulate the signal to recover back the original baseband signal. Now we'll be discussing in detail about the microwave link repeater. Until so far we have studied microwave link without a repeater, and a microwave link requires a repeater if the distance exceeds beyond 50 kilometers. Now we will say about what repeater equipment, the basic block diagram of a microwave link repeater. This is the detailed block diagram of a microwave link repeater. We have a antenna, the signal coming from transmitting antenna, a direction antenna. Then it is applied to a circulator. Circulator is used. Then we have receive protection circuits, receiver mixer, band pass filter, which is tuned to 70 megahertz, IF amplifier and AGC, amplitude limiter, transmit mixer. We have band pass filter with local oscillator frequency. Then mixer is used, shift oscillator, microwave source, power splitter, transmitter mixer, band pass filter. It is tuned to transmitter frequency. Then power amplifier. Then circulator is used to transmit the signal in the desired B direction. From A direction, we are receiving the signal and it is transmitted toward the B direction, that is toward the receiver. We will discuss in detail about each and every block now. If you click on each block, you can know the details about the A direction antenna. This is an antenna because it is a microwave signal. We require microwave antenna. The most popular used microwave antenna is the dish antenna. What is an antenna? Antenna is a structure capable of radiating or receiving electromagnetic power. Radiating means the antenna is when it is connected to transmitter, transmitting, it is acting as a transmitting antenna. Then the signal is radiated through that particular antenna. When the antenna is connected to transmitter, the electrical signal that is coming from the transmitter is converted into electromagnetic waves by using this antenna. The same antenna, you can use it as a receiving antenna at the receiving end, but the basic difference is when an antenna is connected to the receiver, then it converts electromagnetic waves picked up by that particular antenna into electrical signal. That is the basic difference. That is why it is capable of radiating electromagnetic power when it is connected to transmitting antenna. Similarly, it is capable of receiving electromagnetic power when it is connected to receiving antenna. The most widely used microwave antenna is a parabolic reflector antenna. The parabolic reflector antenna is nothing but the dish antenna. Now circulator. Let us see the block diagram. After antenna, we have a circulator. Why do we need circulator? Now we click on the circulator to know the details about the circulator. Circulator is used to connect transmitter to antenna. The signal coming from transmitter, it is applied to an antenna. That is the basic purpose. Used to connect antenna to receiver. When the signal is receiving, the antenna is connected to the receiver. When the transmitter is need to be send the signal, it is to be connected to antenna. There are different purposes circulator is used. No direct connection between transmitter and receiver. Because the transmitting antenna is used to connect the transmitter. Transmitter is transmitter is supposed to transmit the signal, then antenna acts as the transmitting antenna. Then receive protection circuits. See the block diagram. This is receive protection circuits. The circulator, it is connected to the receiver. Receiving antenna connected to the receiver. It is only in this direction, only unidirectional device. The signal picked up from a direction antenna is applied to the receiver. Then we have a receiver protection circuit. Initially, Let us see the details about the receiver protection circuit. It is a circuit used for protecting the receiver mixer from overloads caused by any other transmissions. The main purpose of protecting device are there are overloads. That means the signal is coming from so much of distance, and there is a noise added to that particular signal. Not only that, during rainy season, thunders, when thundering is there, it is a form of radiation, and that is also interfering with the signal. When that is picked up by the antenna, the equipment is to be protected by using the receiver protection circuit. After that, we have a receive mixer. See the black diagram. After protection circuit, receiver protection circuit, we have receiver mixer. Let us see the function of the receiver mixer now. It is a low noise device. Why we call it as a low noise device? It provides low noise. The signal is picked up from so much of distance that noise is to be removed. The mixer is removing the noise, unwanted signal, unwanted form of energy is called noise, that is to be removed by the receive mixer. So we can use of Schottky barrier diode as an equipment for receiver mixer. Then it is applied to band pass filter. See the black diagram, band pass filter. The function of the band pass filter is the mixer is followed by band pass filter, usually operating at 70 megahertz. That means the received signal is converted to 70 megahertz. 70 megahertz is called IF signal. It has bandwidth in the order of 12 megahertz. The filter provides the selectivity of the system. The next circuit is IF amplifier and AGC. Bandpass filter is followed by IF amplifier. IF amplifier purpose is which provides most of the gain to the repeater. It is almost invariably a low noise, ultralinear, very broadband transistor amplifier, which consists of several stages and has AGC applied to it. The next one is the amplitude limiter. See the black diagram. We have the amplitude limiter after IF amplifier and AGC. Amplitude limiter, the function of the amplitude limiter is it allows the IF amplifier to prevent spurious amplitude modulation. Spurious means any unnecessary noise added to the signal. That noise we call it as spurious amplitude products that were added in the channel. Then it is applied to transmit mixer. Varactor diodes are not most often used in the transmitter mixer. Its function is to bring the IF output to the transmit microwave frequency. Transmit mixer main purpose is the IF signal, that is 70 megahertz, after amplification, it is to be converted into uplink frequency for the purpose of transmission, and therefore the IF signal is to be converted into transmit microwave frequency back so that we can transmit in the desired direction. Power splitter, see the black diagram. The power splitter, we have a microwave source. Microwave source generate the microwave signal. Power splitter splits the signal. Some signal goes to the transmit mixer and some signal goes to the other mixer. Through band pass filter, it goes to the receive mixer. That means this microwave source output is applied to transmit mixer. It is also applied to the receive mixer. Now let us see what is the use of power splitter. It sends approximately 75% of the power to the transmit mixer. Most of the power to be fed to the transmitter mixer because the transmitter has to radiate the signal and that signal goes towards the long distance. The rest of the mixer, which is also fed to the shift oscillator. Microwave source. The microwave source is a klystron, which was used in the early days, 1960s. Gun oscillator with automatic frequency control is also used in 1970s. Nowadays, VHF transistor crystal oscillator with varactor multiplier is also used as a microwave source. Klystron, magnetron, nowadays we are using as a microwave source. Then shift oscillator, the function of this circuit is to ensure that the receiver mixer is fed with a frequency 70 megahertz. The frequency is higher than the incoming signal, so as to provide 70 megahertz frequency difference for the IF amplifier. Some links operate slightly different. In this case, the shift oscillator provides the approximately a frequency of 70 megahertz. Next, see the mixer. It mixes the output from the both power splitter and shift oscillator. See the black diagram. Mixer. Band pass filter. IF amplifier and AGC, which we already studied. Amplitude limiter. Transmit mixer. Power splitter. Microwave source. Shift oscillator. Mixer. It mixes the output from both the power splitter and shift oscillator. The output from the mixer is applied to the bandpass filter, that is also called as a local oscillator frequency. Then we have a power amplifier. The output of a link varies, depends on the bandwidth. Therefore, the power amplification is necessary. For power of 0.5 watts or less, power amplifier is not required. Power amplifier can also be used for low powers. For powers of 1 to 5 watts, we require power amplifiers. Mostly used power amplifiers are push-pull metal ceramic disc seal triodes. Recently, we make use of TWT amplifiers. What is TWT? Traveling wave tube amplifiers. This is a microwave communication tower. This height is provided so that there is no interference from transmitting at the transmitting station to the receiving station. This structure you can see so many antennas are connected. One direction it is receiving, the other direction it is receiving, other direction, different directions we can transmit and receive the signal. For one tower we can connect many dish antennas for the purpose of receiving signal from multiple directions. Similarly, for the purpose of transmitting the signal towards the multiple directions. This is another type of microwave communication tower. See, antennas are connected. Most widely used antennas are the dish antennas or parabolic reflector antennas. We can also have microwave communication links like this for short distance communication. It is a 2.4 gigahertz point-to-point microwave link. Because here there is a tree, the signal coming from here cannot go to the receiving antenna directly. And therefore, we can receive the signal through this link. Then retransmission is done towards this, so that there is no disturbance due to the local disturbances like hill areas or trees or any other obstructions which are there between transmission and reception paths. So point-to-point microwave links are most widely used in order to provide a direct communication link between two stations. See, and these are the antennas for microwave communication link. This is one type of antenna, dish antenna. This is also a dish antenna, but not complete dish. It is a offset parabolic dish is used if the total structure capable of receiving large amount of power. If the distance is small, instead of using entire dish structure, we can use offset parabolic dish antenna. Now see microwave link outdoor versions. We can receive the signal through the antenna. Then it is applied to the equipment. The signal is amplified here, down converted. IF amplification is done, then it is processed inside. Noise is removed, and then it is applied to the receiver for further processing. It is an indoor type version, so where we can connect the microwave link for amplification purposes. This is the basic equipment we normally use for microwave indoor versions. The main important features of the microwave links are typical number of carriers in a microwave link are at least 4. 4 means 4 channels. We can connect 4 minimum number of carriers. Each carrier can carry number of channels depending upon the bandwidth. And therefore microwave link communicates many number of channels. There are normally 600 to 2700 channels per one carrier. We have at least 4 carriers. Each carrier carrying 600 to 2700 channels per carrier depending upon the bandwidth provided for each carrier. Therefore, we have maximum number of channels. Simultaneous transmission can be done from one station to other station. For example, if we take 2700 channels per one carrier, if we make use of 10 number of carriers, 2700 into 10, 27,000 channels can be provided by making use of microwave link. It depends upon the bandwidth provided and the type of the system and the microwave frequency used. The towers used for microwave link range in height above 50 meters. Generally 50 meters height we can provide the microwave antennas. Why 50 meters height? So that there is no interference due to the local terrains, mountains, or any tall buildings, etc. Disturbance can be avoided. 200 to 300 watts of DC power is required. The antennas must be accurately aligned to the next repeater. Why accurate alignment of the antennas are required? To provide a communication, a direct communication, line of sight communication path for transmission as well as reception. In difficult locations, so we can make use of diversity systems. What is a diversity? Frequency diversity, space diversity. There are 2 types of diversity systems. When it is difficult to transmit microwave signal from one place to other place due to obstructions in between the route, we can divert the signal through space diversity, or we can also divert the signal through the frequency diversity. There are different techniques available in order to transmit the signal properly from transmitter to receiver. Now let us see the advantages of a microwave link. Ease of communication over different terrain. This is the most important advantage. different terrain. Terrain means we have so many ups and downs on the earth, so many mountains, so many tall buildings, so many trees. In order to provide communication easier, we make use of microwave link, keeping in view of all the disturbances. Freedom from land acquisition rights is the most important advantage. If it is a microwave link, there is no need of a cable that is to be buried on private land. There is no problem of land acquisition. We can send the signal into the space so that there is no need of land acquisition. Provides wireless channels. This is the most important advantage. Nowadays, we are talking about my mobile communications, mobile applications, cellular mobile communications. We make use of all those things. With the use of microwave links, we are able to communicate from one place to other place through our mobiles without any wire from our mobile station to the base station. The main important advantage of microwave, no wire required. We can carry our mobile by walking, by running, by traveling. We can able to communicate with others. There is no wire required. That is the main advantage of microwave link. In spite of so many advantages, there are some disadvantages which we can overcome. Bandwidth is limited. We can increase the bandwidth with the advancement of the technology nowadays. Atmosphere effects, we have to consider the interference effects, and we try to minimize the interference effects, atmosphere effects, with the latest filters that were developed. Transmission path need to be clear. Clear transmission path is required. Otherwise, we use the diversity systems. RF interference, because from one transmission to another transmission, there may be interference. And we need to avoid that interference by properly allocating the microwave signals to different users. So let us recap what we have studied. In this lesson, we learned about basics of microwave link, block diagram of microwave link, description of each block in detail, advantages and disadvantages of microwave link. Before going to quiz, let me summarize the main important points in the block diagram. We can receive the signal from A direction antenna from transmitting earth station. Circulator is used here. The received signal is applied to receiving antenna. Then it is applied to receive protection circuits. These protection circuits, such as fuses and gas discharge tubes, are used in order to protect the entire equipment from external hazards. Then receive mixer is used to convert the received microwave signal frequency into IF frequency by making use of oscillator frequency. Microwave cells generate the signal. Power splitter, 75% of the power is coming towards the direction. The remaining power is coming in this direction. Mixer is used. Shift oscillators signal is mixed with here, and then we generate the local oscillator frequency. Bandpass filter is used to remove the unwanted signal here, and then it is combined with the receive mixer. The received signal is combined with the local oscillator frequency, and then we generate the IF signal that is for 70 megahertz. And bandpass filter is used to pass only 70 megahertz signal, and this mixer produces unwanted harmonics, and those are eliminated by using bandpass filter. The required signal 70 megahertz is passing through it. That is called IF frequency. This IF signal is amplified using IF amplifier, and we provide automatic gain control. The automatic gain control is used to amplify the signal. and to provide gain control automatically. Why there is need for AGC, automatic gain control? Then there are so many fluctuations in the received signal. We need to get the clear and steady output. That is the reason we use AGC. Amplitude limiter is used to remove the unwanted fluctuations that were noise added in the channel. Then this signal is applied to the transmitter mixer where the microwave source is combined here. Then this mixer is converting this IF signal into the microwave source signal. Then it is converted into transmit frequency. This band pass filter is selecting the desired transmitter microwave frequency and removing the unwanted frequencies generated in the transmitter mixer. Then this power amplifier is used to amplify the signal. Then it is applied to the B direction antenna. Then it goes to the B direction. We receive the signal from one direction. Then this is the processing is done here, receiving, amplifying, then a retransmission toward the distant end. So I think we studied in detail about each and every block in the pixel microwave link repeater. We also studied the advantages and disadvantages of microwave link. Now let us solve some quiz questions. The typical value of IF in microwave link is option A 70 kilohertz, option B 70 megahertz, option C 20 megahertz, option D none. After thorough reading of the lesson, you should be able to answer this question. Option B is the right choice. 70 megahertz is the typical IF frequency. Second question, microwave signals transmitted toward the sky are strongly absorbed by the ionosphere, strongly reflected by the ionosphere, transmitted through the ionosphere, unable to reach the ionosphere. Microwave signals we are transmitting toward the sky. Ionosphere is at a height of 70 kilometers from the ground. Is the ionosphere strongly absorbing the signal or reflecting the signal or transmitting through the ionosphere, unable to reach the ionosphere? Answer is C. Transmit the through the ionosphere, because we are transmitting microwave signal toward the satellite. Satellite is at height of 36,000 kilometers. Therefore, those microwave signals are to be penetrated through the ionosphere and then it should go up to the satellite. And therefore, the correct choice is microwave signals transmitted toward the sky to reach the satellite. They are to be transmitted through the ionosphere. And these are the frequently asked questions. Draw the block diagram of microwave link. Explain the function of each block in microwave link. Draw the block diagram of microwave link repeater and explain the function of each block. Mention the advantages and disadvantages of microwave link. First question is, we have a block diagram consisting of transmitter and receiver. Transmitting antenna and then receiving antenna. You need to explain about what is a transmitter. Transmitter consists of so many blocks. You need to explain about each and every block in the transmitter section. And also you should be able to explain about each and every block in the receiver section of the microwave link. And the third question is related to microwave link repeater. The link repeater is a repeater station receiving the signal. This big block diagram we studied in detail, that is a microwave link repeater. So each block you need to explain in detail how the signal is picked up, and then processing is done, amplification is done, then retransmission is done. Then what are the advantages of microwave link and what are the disadvantages of microwave link? I think you understood thoroughly about this particular fixed microwave link diagram. In this, we studied fixed microwave link consisting of transmitter, receiver, transmitting antenna, receiving antenna, and a microwave communication fixed microwave link. We also studied the advantages and disadvantages. Thank you, Ananda.